Good afternoon, greetings and salutations. Thanks for showing up. I know this is going to be pretty controversial. I'm not trying to make any friends or potential friends angry by saying this, but this is something that's been riding my mind for well over a year. Paid shills in trucking videos. It just seems to me that there are people here. Hello, sir. Hi, Daniel Adami. I didn't see who else came in here. But I do appreciate you showing up. Hi, James. Thank you. I have the opinion that there's a possibility that trucking videos can become corrupted by their advertisers. I'm not saying it's wrong to bleed orange, because it's actually a very good place to be employed at. The money's not necessarily always the best, but there is a tremendous amount of respect here, and at least the genuine feeling that people care about your success, not only as a number but as you as a person. In other words, that they have a genuine concern for your success as a human being, and not just because it gets them more money when you succeed. The genuine feeling that when you succeed, they succeed. So they have an interest in making you succeed because that gets them more money. I have the feeling that at the Orange, people actually care about you as another human being. And kind of like a friend or extended family. I've had a few places I've worked at before. Like when I drove a taxi for 10 years. That was the more of the feeling of 50-50 of that. Being is that I grew up around the cab stand and I knew everybody in the cab stand before I worked there, since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So even the old timers there, I knew them for a long time. So I'm not sure what gave them interest in me as a person, or with just money. Well, I was always very generous with my dispatchers. But I do digress, and I'm getting off topic here. I do feel that it's an extension of how some people are recruiters and definitely do generate income from certain advertisers, some of which can be trucking companies. There doesn't seem to be enough of disclosure. The jokingness about this video is sponsored by this, that, the other. I don't know. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on the subject. Does anybody else have any ideas? By the way, this is the first live video I've ever had with anybody on it. And I don't know how to work this either. Daniel Adami, are you still here? Who's here? I see one person's here. I don't know exactly how to work this. I'm pretty new at this. Oh, okay. What are your feelings as to the corruption of, or potential corruption of YouTubers and companies paying them to, I don't know, bleed orange or bleed blue or whatever, you know? Coño. Pero bueno. See, that's the whole thing about corruption. It really hurts everybody. Corruption is really not a good thing. Being involved in some corrupt operations in other companies, like when I drove a taxi for 10 years, almost all the dispatchers are corrupt, whether it be it for cocaine or marijuana or alcohol, a cheeseburger for the fat guy. Everybody had their little thing, but it's great if you're on the receiving side of that corruption, but it's also, if you don't know how to play the game, it's really not good for you. But as far as the integrity, yeah, more power to them, but you know that really kind of hurts the industry overall, and then it really makes it so that the people who are coming here for help and advice really are not getting what they should be getting. Hey, I'm all about looking out for number one, man. You know, I had no problem with doing a lot of dirty shit when I was a taxi driver. I would run whores across town. I'd run fucking cocaine. I'll bring my dispatcher beer if he wanted it. And anything to get more airport runs, which are like $60 a piece. So if I could just do like 10 airport runs a day, it's like a 15-minute run from like the Grove Park to the airport, and then probably pick one up while I was at the airport and then come back to town. That's another $60, and usually about a $25 tip on top of that, going and coming. And then I also had the chance to chat up the passengers while I was in there, and you know, really very convenient and nice. And I told them where all the hot spots were at. I know all the spots in town. I'm friends with every bartender in town. I'm friends with every doorman. You know, it's not a huge place, so that's how I know about, you know, corruption in business. I was lucky I was on the receiving side, not only because I knew how to play the game, but I lived down the street from the cab stand. My parents used to send me to buy cigarettes in the little convenience store next door. You know, I bought beer for my parents when I was like 8 years old. I walked down the street, you know, knew the gas station owner, and go next door and hang out in the cab stand for a few minutes and shoot the shit with him and ask him, you know, what driving a taxi was like. And so yeah. Anyhow, back to the germane subject. I don't think it's really good. The whole reason people seek advice is because they want to be helped. I don't mind telling anybody how to get in any business or experience I've been in before. I made balloon animals in Chicago for 10 summers and 2 years, 2 solid years. And I can compete in any marketplace. I don't fear competition. I actually encourage competition in anything I do because I'm very competitive and I'm very skilled. I do everything I do in life to the utmost, and I try to be the best provider of any good or service that I can ever be or do. Just how I am. My parents and my grandparents said, hey, I don't care what you do in life, just as long as whatever you do, you're the best at it. If you're going to be a ditch digger, go to work in a suit and tie and be the best ditch digger you can be. And I'm not going to lie, I've dug a few ditches. It's good hard work. It's good for the soul. But when people come in here looking for advice, let's put it this way. When I talk to owner-operators at the Orange, the reality,
he said we'd see them crates stacked out front.
More times than not, is only true for the most successful of successful people at the Orange, and not just the. Hold on.
I don't know if this is the right entrance or not, though.
Let me put my. I gotta put my my battery on here. See that's the point where you cross the line between.
I think it might be on the other side of the building. Okay.
You got one side of the building for shipping and one side for the receiving. As you come in, the shipping is to the right-hand side.
Or DMC. Or DCI, whatever it is.
Yo creo eso, que está en la mano derecha. Sorry, English here. On the right-hand side, yes. If you want to have any long-term success in any real business, carajo, way. My battery's going dead here. Integrity is important in the long-term span of any good business. That's why I succeeded when I worked at Ringling Brothers or any other circus I did, because I had the integrity to be. Ya listo? Yeah. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for showing up, and I appreciate it. I'll try to pick this up some other time. Thanks a lot. Be prosperous, cheerful, happy, y muy amable. Se va bien, and have a good day.